I've just finished analysing most of that fossil stuff that we have been coming across lately in this analyzer, which is actually fairly easy. Well, it's fairly easy to make, and it doesn't need any power. But unfortunately, I did have to remove everything manually. Ugh. Anyway, so what's been happening? That's a good question. There's lots that's been happening. Okay, well, since the last video, I made a tier 3 unbreakable sword. You probably knew that I was starting to work on that, and so that's done. And that's got sharpness 5 and looting 3 for a total of 15 attack damage, 15.25, which basically two shots all the normal mobs, so that's really cool. What else have I been doing? I upgraded this crafter tier 3 to let us make vibrant crystals and vibrant capacitors. Now I don't actually have the recipe to make vibrant alloys into the nugget version because I didn't really want to accidentally just make everything into nuggets, so that's not something that's happened. With the analyzer thing, I got basically everything in this chest, including a bunch of DNA of dinosaurs. What else? Well, going out here, I also fought the Wither. I got a bunch of Wither skeleton skulls from with this looting sword and fought that guy. It actually was kind of tough, but we got the Nether Star, so now if I search for Nether Star, it's in there, and so is the Division Sigil, which the Wither also dropped. So I've got both of those, and they're pretty easy to make. Oh, this isn't something that I showed off before. Well, I showed off starting a farm, I believe, but I didn't show off how it's been going, so it's actually fairly good. I've been sort of keeping these things pretty low. I've actually been farming the extra seed drops because, I mean, look at the diamond seeds. They have almost 300,000 exchange energy. It's like I can just drop that in there and basically get an instant couple of extreme essences. Speaking of extreme essences, actually, I've got more than a full stack of them now. Look at that. It's a total of 4.19 million exchange energy. I don't even know how I'm going to spend all of that. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a way, but that's pretty insane. I mean, you've actually, after I dump these away, you will have already noticed that there are more buildings around. I started working on well, at least I started sort of blocking out how big I wanted these buildings to be. These colored bricks are from magical crops. What they are, basically, you can take any of the essence of something, well, I think pretty much any of them that you get from magical crops, and use them to color stone bricks, obviously, stone bricks, wooden planks, and that sort of thing. It's actually rather cool. So in here is the start of an AE system, although there's no controller here. I would like to get the controller done before I'm done. But I've got the drive, a glass cable, and the ME crafting terminal set up, and I've also got an energy upsetter, and I've borrowed one of the capacitor banks from my setup. Speaking of those, over here is the power station, and actually I'm going to just quickly take a moment and just sort of tidy this up a little bit. Oops. Okay, so in here is the power station, and I did make a bunch of couple more vibrant capacitors, so now we've got a total of, well, 200 million, but the other one's over there. And I also managed to make a Never Star generator. Now making that one was actually really difficult, because one of the things you need is an unstable ingot block. The unstable ingot block itself is, well, stable, I guess, but the unstable ingots will explode. You have to, first of all, yeah, you can't use these crafting stations. You have to use a regular crafting table, and you have to craft whatever you're using them for in 10 seconds. Otherwise, they'll explode and pretty much kill you. And that did happen once before I found out a really cool trick. I'll explain this in a moment. This is the ME controller, the start of it anyway. You can actually press the number keys, like if you're like here and you want to press 2, then whatever's in 2 on the hotbar will appear there. I never knew that before, but it's there. Oh! Oh yeah, and I've been growing Fluix seeds. As you can see, they're really taking a while to grow. The thing is, to really get them going, you need crystal growth accelerators. But to do those, well, you could use them with regular Fluix crystals, but you still need power, and those use up a lot of power. So yeah, so I want to put this episode towards at least getting the first ME drive set up, and like getting the network going and that sort of thing. While I'm thinking about it, I just remembered there's a storage drawers controller here, and basically I'm going to plug this into AE when we can. And what that will allow us to do is essentially it will allow us to access any of our ores from the AE system in block, ingot, or nugget form, which is really cool. Eventually I'm going to want to expand this wall as well and take all this stuff out. That reminds me, I need to find a place for I need to find a place to actually set up a processing area. Well, I've actually sort of been thinking about like, as I'm sort of setting stuff up now. Okay, well, I can't really do anything about it until it's done growing, so I may as well go and do other stuff in the meantime. I've already forgotten what I was just talking about. Go me. Ah, yes, that's right. I was going to get into mechanism, and so what I might actually do is, I don't think there's anything in this at the moment, yeah. So what I might actually do in the future is take this down, take the smeltery down at least, and like still keep this as like an ore processing room, but like learn how to do it with mechanism, because I reckon that would be a lot of fun to learn how to do. Well, that's the idea anyway. But I can't really do that right now. I'm just gonna step on that. So yeah, I can't do anything here until the Fluix seed grows. So I'm gonna grab some torches and gonna take gonna grab these and let's make torches. Cool, and I'll just throw those back in. And let's go mining underneath this base of ours, just so we have something to show off. I've not actually cleared out this area, so I'm gonna... That'll lead up to the surface, I already know it. In fact... I don't want to accidentally make a big hole in my building in my valley. That would just not be cool. So yeah, I don't. Again, I sort of want to point out that like these like this sword and this pickaxe, like these are tier 3 tools, and as they say on the tooltip, they're actually unbreakable. So I don't even need to worry about like unbreaking enchantments and that sort of thing. I could just sort of go for like the really high powered stuff without worrying about you know, without worrying about not wasting levels, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't think I've been down here yet. No, not in this direction anyway. So now we've got something to do. Actually, it sounds like there's got something going on like right behind this wall. Alright. Right. Ah, here we go. Oh, okay, so this is the area in which I fought the Nether. The Nether, yes. The Wither. And as you can see, it was very it did a lot of mining basically, so that was sort of interesting. So I'm just sort of, well, I hadn't had the opportunity to light this area up yet, so I'm glad that I get to do that now. But now I sort of want to get back out of here and into this new cave that I'd sort of found. And as always, I'm grabbing as many of these alternate types of, what am I thinking here? Alternate types of stone. Getting as much of that as I can, because they're surprisingly worth a lot. Now I think when I actually get back to... Oh, hello. You sort of appeared out of nowhere. So I think when I actually get back, yeah, when I get back to base, I'm going to not process this stuff. because it seems like, well, I feel like I should probably start on at least trying to triple the ore generation per the discussion that we just had about processing ores and that sort of thing. There we go. So let's see what else we can. So now I'm actually branching into new areas of this cave. So there's clearly a zombie somewhere like behind the wall. So let's get that in a moment. Alright, well, first things first, I want to grab all this stuff so it's out of the way. Just starting to get low on food. Alright, well anyway, I guess I'm going to keep mining and I'm going to do a fast forward here. Enjoy that, I guess. I hope. Yeah, and I'll be back very soon once I'm done caving. Alright, so. Oh, wait, I think I missed a bit of coal. Oh, no, not coal, but definitely take more of this stuff. Hopefully, it comes in handy. And okay, well, first let's go ahead and sleep. Cool. And then so we started off with 32 buckets. So it's guzzling away. Oh, while it's doing that, rather, let's go ahead and get over here. And once it loads, we'll drop the diorite in there. And make a bunch of essences. I'm honestly really surprised at how easily it folds into everything else. Wow. Yeah, this is why I especially collect granite. There we go. I'll just drop that back in there just so it's a little bit more organized. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna drop the essence dust I collected in there too. Yeah, cool. And then, whoa, that's a bit weird. Alright, so everything else we'll take out of there, stick in there, take out of there. Oh. So there is some stuff we don't want to put in there, so let's, like exactly that. And we'll just, there we go. Cool. Alright, let's go check on the progress for our Fluix crystal. Looks like it's not done yet. How not done is it? Let's check on. Nope, still not done. I sort of forgot I was in here for a bit. Let's see if... No, of course it's not growing. Oh my god. Hey, they're finally done! Oh my god, that took forever.